The Battle of Crete, German, Luftlandeschlacht Kreta, also Unternehmen Merkur, Operation Mercury, Greek, Mu Chi Eta Tau Eta Sigma Kappa Rho Tau Eta Sigma, was fought during the Second World War on the Greek island of Crete. It began on the morning of May 20, 1941, when Nazi Germany began an airborne invasion of Crete. Greek and other Allied forces, along with Cretan civilians, defended the island. After only one day of fighting, the Germans had suffered heavy casualties and the Allied troops were confident that they would defeat the invasion. The next day, through communication failures, Allied tactical hesitation, and German offensive operations, Maleme Airfield in western Crete fell, enabling the Germans to land reinforcements and overwhelm the defensive positions on the north of the island. Allied forces withdrew to the south coast. More than half were evacuated by the British Royal Navy and the remainder surrendered or joined the Cretan resistance. The defense of Crete evolved into a costly naval engagement. By the end of the campaign, the Royal Navy's eastern Mediterranean strength had been reduced to only 2 battleships and 3 cruisers. The Battle of Crete was the first occasion where Fallschirmjäger, German paratroops, were used en masse, the first mainly airborne invasion in military history, the first time the Allies made significant use of intelligence from decrypted German messages from the Enigma machine, and the first time German troops encountered mass resistance from a civilian population. Due to the number of casualties and the belief that airborne forces no longer had the advantage of surprise, Adolf Hitler became reluctant to authorize further large airborne operations, preferring instead to employ paratroopers as ground troops. In contrast, the Allies were impressed by the potential of paratroopers and started to form airborne assault and airfield defense regiments. The Battle of Crete was not the first occasion during the Second World War where the German troops encountered widespread resistance from a civilian population, as similar events took place during the invasion of Poland, Kleko. Nevertheless, it initially surprised and later outraged them. As most Cretan partisans wore no uniforms or insignia such as armbands or headbands, the Germans felt free of all of the constraints of the Hague Conventions and killed armed and unarmed civilians indiscriminately. 99e. Immediately after Crete fell, a series of collective punishments against civilians began. Between 2 June and 1 August, 195 persons from the village of Alakianos and its vicinity were killed in mass shootings known as the Alakianos executions. On 2 June, several male citizens from Kondomari were executed by a firing squad, with the shootings being captured on film by a German Army war correspondent. On 3 June, the village of Kondonos was razed to the ground and about 180 of its inhabitants killed.